Courtney Bell, welcome to the sit down.
Peace to the goddess. What's happening?
Back and better than ever. I feel like this year has been so exciting for you.
Yeah, it's kind of been up and down a little bit. It's been more up than down, but like it's been crazy. Kind of just into the schedule and moving around.
Okay, well, back to releasing music again.
Hell yeah, for sure.
And just before we get into that too, I just want to know, like, what was your inspiration or like motivation going into this year with you releasing music again? And
being more vulnerable, healing. My focus at the top of this year was to heal a lot of my toxic masculine ways, more so I could be more vulnerable with my music and kind of like explore more so a side of me that I haven't shown musically for this next project and then pushing forward for real.
Okay. So with that, you started off the year stating that you're back, and back you are.
Yes,
Congratulations.
Sure. Thank you.
I feel like the GB4 was so amazing, and the official lyric video is now available.
Go stream that.
And I wanna go a little bit deeper into the actual visual for that.
Okay, for
I feel
sure.
like it was so deep and connected to especially our community. So I kind of want to go a little bit deeper to that.
No, cool, for sure.
So the actual visual started off with the significance of you being at this house. Where was that house and whose house was that? Did you grow up in a house, or how significant was the house to you and why?
Okay, so I can kind of give like a sneak peek because I don't want to say too much about the project.
Yeah, go
ahead. It was most definitely my neighborhood. I went back into like my childhood for this first project. Next project that's coming up.
Yeah.
That house my cousin stays in. Well, she doesn't stay there anymore, but at the time she stayed there, and it made sense to shoot it there because of the mode that I'm in for this project and how vulnerable I am when telling stories from that neighborhood.
Okay. So moving on to the actual visual of the video. So at the actual table, there's a few stories I feel like that's being told at the table. You see the guy next to you with the orange jumpsuit and handcuffs, look like he's in distress. And then you also have another guy next to you, blood on a white beater, gun in hand. You got a little bit of baby mama, baby daddy drama at the end of the table. And then there's like another guy selling off a chain to a couple of gentlemen at the table. So what was the message being told at the table?
So the message, of course, everybody know like the Last Supper.
The Last Supper, right.
My first project was entitled The 10 Commandments. So if you listen to it at the end of the project, my uncle is kind of narrating the end of the project. So I got the idea with this project to speak on, like I said, the stories that really don't get spoken on. So you will have the drug dealer at the table. You will have the killer sitting next to you. You will have the person that's homies that's incarcerated. We all been raised majority of the time in a single household, so we grew up with the trauma of being raised by either your mama or your dad. So I kind of wanted to share different perspectives of my life. Yeah. And everybody that sat at that table was actually blood related and family.
Oh wow.
So it made it that much more deeper because every person that sat at that table was in a way a life that they're in. So it made it more relatable for me and for them. Yeah.
I feel like the two guys next to the guy with the jumpsuit, I feel like those have to be some cousins or something related to you with the Coke 40 and the Moet. And
no. Like majority of everybody that sat there was like my brothers, my blood brothers, or cousins. Okay. So yeah, one of them, the one who drank the Coke 45 was my big brother. Okay. So, and then next to him was my pops.
Really?
So yeah, my pops was at the table. The one next to me is my little brother. The other one next to me in the jumpsuit is my brother as well.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So now we're at the full view of the actual visual. So you see the white police officer, you see the Charger on rims with a boot on it, a couple guys shooting dice. And then what it looks like to be a guy barbecuing on a grocery cart. Yeah. And then what caught my eye the most was the scene with the young man at the basketball rim with the white man holding him, looking like it's an act like of a lynching.
For sure.
So what was the entire message from now we see the entire visual? What were you trying to capture with that?
Entrapment. These are all the vices that lock us down mentally and spiritually more than anything. Because like I'm an advocate for like the ghetto is beautiful. to me. Like, I've never stayed in the suburbs. I've never left out of the hood. Like, that's like, I love the hood because I see what the power of it can be if we remove the things that we think are vices at the end of the day. So like, I kind of wanted to show in its totality, this is something that we all battle with. But if you pay attention in the video, I'm at peace in the midst of all of this. I'm getting my hair braided. Like, my brother in the mix, this other brother in the mix, my cousin do this, and that. But it's also a depiction of me at the same time. This complete picture makes who I am and who I'm going to show the world. Because like I said, I feel like we don't have 100% vulnerability in music. No. Like, I don't hide nothing with my pen at all. Like, if I'm going through it, if I've done something, I speak on it because I feel it's therapy. So yeah, that was just a step into my life. Personally.
It was amazing.
Appreciate it. Peace to the goddess.
It was truly amazing. And I feel like your messages, your creativeness doesn't just stop there. Like, you went on and carried that message and that creativeness to Pride, to Ice, and then also to the What's Poppin' freestyle. And I saw True in that. Shout out to True.
Oh yeah, True. That's my
Got
brother,
his acting skills going on there.
Yeah, that's my guy.
So it seems as if like you're at a truly amazing portion right now in your life that you're looking to continue on. So back to releasing music, you're starting a 90-day spiritual or a 90-day grind, spirit restoration. Also saw you go skydiving.
Yeah, like, this 90 days been crazy, Like, I've been doing stuff that I would never, well, I always wanted to skydive, but like, I've been like really tapping into more so my feminine side because, I feel like that was tampered with when I was younger. So yeah, this 90 days been lit.
Okay, so what would you call this portion of your journey that you're in right now?
Right now?
Like,
I feel like the gas mode. Like, now that...
Foot on the gas?
Yeah, like foot on the gas, because like the first 60 days for me, because like I'm in my 90-day countdown now, my last 30 days.
Yeah.
So for like the first 60 days, first 30 days, I like broke a lot of generational curses and cycles and
that's amazing.
Spiritual attachments that was attached to my lineage. Because I feel like every bloodline has spirits that's attached to it, whether it's alcoholism, it's drug abuse, it's anger, it's whatever spirit, but I believe spirits are attached to each lineage. So for me, I broke a lot of toxic masculine ways, whether it's pride, ego. Like, I used to be very prideful, very prideful. So the first half was really just me healing. Had a lot of nights of crying and like just releasing. And I incorporated shrooms into my trip too.
Oh,
like my 90 days. So
really?
that's a whole nother life.
Yeah, that's a whole different trip. I haven't been on that trip yet.
Beautiful experience.
Oh,
beautiful experience.
I've been told.
Like, super lit, for sure.
Okay, because I've actually been a little bit nervous to go on that trip. Because they
like,
say like you're supposed to be like outside, not around people, or...
Nah, it depends on what you taught and what your perception is on what you being told. For me, I'm a person that I'm only going to do what I know. I know that I know. I can't go off what your experiences because spiritually we two different people. Yeah. So whatever you experienced or what you went through, it may have been, you may have had to be outside. Like, all mine I've done in my house.
Were you by yourself?
A few of my sessions I did by myself, and those were the ones where I had a reality trip, what people call a bad trip, but it was just, in a way, like, it was time for me to heal from my subconscious. So once that subconscious gate opened, it was over. But it wasn't scary. It was just like, okay, it's time for me to face this and heal from it and process it and get it out of my body so I can push forward.
So where you're at right now, and between the time that you took your year break, do you feel like you're at the same mental state that you were during that break that you're at right now?
Hell nah. Like,
what was that time like during that break?
It was a lot of finding myself. In all honesty, outside of finding myself, it was business, like learning as much of the business as I possibly can, because I didn't want to be that artist that if I decided to partner with somebody or do a distribution situation that I didn't know the logistics of what it is that I'm getting myself into. So I really wanted to learn the game. I studied, I created a lot of music, I traveled a lot, and coming back in, I kind of just geared myself up to like, all right, now it's time. So I really just studied, read. I did everyday life stuff. Like, did nothing really change. Okay. My mindset did, but nothing outside of that for real.
Yeah, gorilla bit stronger. Yeah. So you're a little bit 60 days over into your 90-day healing process.
Most definitely.
Is there anything that you learned new about yourself during that time that you may have never known before?
Heck yeah. I like getting my hands on my feet did on the lowest key. Like, I started doing that, you feel me? So,
Yeah.
I got my
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, hell no,
A
ain't
man
nothing wrong
grooming
with it.
himself.
Nah,
I don't
heck
know why
no.
too
I
many
got nice
men
looking
don't
feet.
groom themselves.
Yeah, heck
like,
outside of that, I noticed a lot of flaws that I had within myself. A lot of insecurities. A lot of compulsive and impulsive ways.
Yeah.
It's just been really a lot of self-reflection more than anything in healing. So I noticed a lot of things that hindered me from my childhood that I didn't know bothered me, or that I didn't even know that affected me because I was young and wasn't aware in certain situations. So the shroom trips actually opened that up. Like, it's like flying down the timeline.
oh my goodness.
Like, but it's lit though, because like it's healing at the same time. So, but it's lit.
Yeah, well, even while going through your own healing process, like, you still find time to get out into the streets, into the community, to bring back and bring awareness within the people that you actually live by or live within. So, like, how important is it for you to get out in the streets to give back to the community versus just handing off a check and just doing your dues that way?
Nah, like I've been like that ever since I was a little kid. I've always been hands-on in everything. Like, that's what was instilled in me by my big homies on my block.
Yeah.
Like, ain't no writing no checks and then just walking away. Like, money don't solve nothing at the end of the day. It's a distraction. I love being hands-on and being involved with whatever is going on in my neighborhood or any neighborhood, because I feel like we need that. Like, that is what hip-hop was based off of before it became digital like it is now. Like, I didn't have to look on the news. I can cut a certain pop record on, a Big L record or whoever, and I know what's going on outside. So I feel like adding that combination with being hands-on with everything, like, you can't go wrong with it. And I live for that. Like, I love our people. I love communicating with our people. I love meeting different mindsets and different spiritualistic people like I am, first off. But I just love meeting people where they at.
Yeah.
I believe in stepping into their world and bringing them out of that. So it's like, when in Rome, I'm a Roman.
Yeah. What was it like for you going back to Flint and giving back water and helping them out with that? Because I feel like over the years, I mean, they still have this crisis going on.
For sure.
And it's just not being talked about anymore. People are not being heard anymore. There's still no justice going on. So what was it like for you giving back, or what was that impact like for you?
Humbling. Very thankful. You know, we take a lot of these elements for granted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we just run our water. Like, they can't just run their water up there. You know what I'm saying? They can't just shower or do. You know, it's certain places in Flint that's actually good, where they have put new pipes and stuff in. But yeah, like, that whole experience was very humbling for me, and it made me want to keep doing it. And in all actuality, like, it wasn't for the cameras.
No.
But it's also, you have to find that line to exist in when it comes to not looking like you're doing something for the camera, but also showcasing, like, bro, we trying to spread awareness at the same time. Like, this is really going on up there.
Yeah.
And like you said, like, people not speaking on it. So, you know, I feel like what we do behind closed doors, if it's real and genuine, it's going to bleed out onto the cameras.
Yeah.
More than anything. So yeah, it was very humbling for me.
Yeah. So, I mean, by you just having an effortless desire to want to give back and give influence to your music, do you ever feel any pressure when people try to compare you to, like, J. Cole or Kendrick? Like, do you feel like you have to be on this pedestal because you're being compared so high that you...
Nah, like, I feel like people gonna consume music how they gonna consume music. Like, I don't pay attention to comparisons. Like, J. Cole is J. Cole, Kendrick is Kendrick. Like, that don't have nothing to do with me. And it's respect to them because I respect their opinions. They big brothers to me in the field that we in, but I don't feel no pressure from that, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be me and be in my element at the end of the day regardless. So it's more so a thankful thing that I am being compared to people that's on that statue, because I can easily be being compared to whatever wave is going on right now. Like, now it's a problem for me because, you know, I take my pen and my craft serious and how I create. So to be compared to the people that's the greats at this time, I'm on the right path in my eyes.
Yeah. So what was it like before then with you? 'Cause I mean, you've always created vivid music and with a message behind it, even from the Commitment Project and even before that too. Like, what's the difference now, or what are you trying to portray a different message in your music, or are you kind of still on the same path but making it just more vivid? Or?
Nah, I feel like the more I grow, the more I heal, the more I elevate spiritually, I started to detach from religion even more.
Yeah.
Because okay, so let me say this. As I grew, and like I'm a person that like I learn and unlearn. Like I let go of what doesn't serve me at that moment anymore.
Yeah.
So where I was at 10 Commandments, I was fresh into my things that I was studying into, and I held that dear. You know what I mean? So during that process, and I've never left the Most High, I still acknowledge us being Aboriginal, us being Hebrew, most definitely. That's the foundation.
Yeah.
So the 10 Commandments will always be my foundation of me speaking for our people and waking our people up.
Right.
But the difference between then and now is, now we're about to dive into how did Courtney get to this space?
Yeah.
Like who is Courtney Bell now? Because everybody knows Courtney Bell, but you don't know who Kid LC was. You don't know who Godbody LC was. You don't know, you know what I'm saying, the monikers I had before this. So it's sharing that perspective for this next project and like telling stories that like I never thought I would tell type of thing.
And especially for the people that like didn't know you, or they're just now starting to get hip to your music, who you are, what you stand for, like what you've always embodied. Like, do you feel like people may at this point like kind of have taken you for granted, or not? It's just trying to like join onto the bandwagon type of thing.
Nah, heck, you know, like I believe like everything and everybody served their purpose. So it's like, let's say you start up your business and you had a homeboy or homegirl that you wanted to do it with you at the beginning, but it wasn't that time. And a lot of times we play God. You can't dictate when somebody is going to come on or help you or whatever. It may not be meant for them to be there right now, and that's cool. I don't have no emotion towards that. As long as you get the message, my nigga, that's all I care about. So for people that, I would never want to feel like I'm being taken for granted, because I'm being used by the Most High. So being a vessel, if I can't be used, I'm useless. So it's going to take pain sometimes. It's going to take me going through emotions of me not feeling like I should be where other people at or comparing or anything like that. I just take it one day at a time, and what I'm given, I'm thankful for. You feel me? But no, I don't trip on that.
Do you feel like you don't show enough of your like personability in your music? Like, do you not share enough personal stories of yourself?
Yeah, and see, that's why you know the Most High gave me the idea for this project, because like it's more so like I compare it to like Royce da 5'9" for me. Like I'm a big fan of his pen. That's my big brother at the end of the day. But I didn't become a fan of him until Book of Ryan. Because he got to talking about his mother, his father, his brother that drinks, and you know what he battles with his kids and stuff like that. That stuff that's relatable. So I've always been relatable in a way, but it's been more me rapping. So for this project and then pushing forward now, like I'm telling stories, like I said, that I didn't think would ever leave my mouth. You know, it's certain things that, you know, I'm taking to the grave that I thought I was taking to the grave, but I put on records. So like I want to be as vulnerable as possible.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like I feel like your craft is finally, not, I don't even want to say finally, because I feel like it's been being recognized, but where it's at right now, I feel like it's more life being seen. Like you just had Big Sean, you know, tap into the Friday night cypher freestyle that you just dropped, which is another fucking banger.
Look, I was in LA. I looked down at the notifications like I was at a party too. I was at my big brother's birthday party. And I looked down at the message. I'm like, I know they don't say Big Sean just. But that was, you know, when the stars align, it align. That's another thing. You feel me? Like I don't trip on the cosigns. I don't trip on. I don't need it, because I'm me at the end of the day. What's meant for me is gonna be. So, you know, just the fact that he tapped in, even if it was just a comment, I'm on the radar. So, you know, I'm thankful for that. Gratitude for sure.
How would you feel like if he was to tap in with you, like for a feature? Like, would you be welcome into that?
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm not a person like just what we was just talking about. If it ain't no like, I ain't gonna be on no weird like, no, you wasn't there when I've been trying to hit you up, or like, nah, bro, it's time for it now. Fuck all the stuff from the beginning. You know, forget all of that. It's time for it now. He tap in. You know what I'm saying? And that go for whoever. If you don't tap in, you don't. When it serves its purpose, we gonna cross paths. And it's gonna be more genuine and real then. opposed to people outside of us trying to make it happen and put it together. Because if it ain't on your heart to do,
Right.
I'm not doing nothing that I don't want to do at the end of the day. Things that I want to happen, I love to do a record with Sean. Street Lord Juan, he just came home. Welcome home Juan. He tapped in
Facts.
with me. So like that's my favorite artist out of everybody. Like Street Lord Juan is the reason why I rap how I rap. Like that's who I grew up listening to.
Okay.
So like that's the only thing I want, and I got it. So you know what I'm saying. Me locking in with Big Homie was my favorite. You know, the thing that made me happy.
Yeah.
For sure.
What else is making you happy right now? Besides your music and you giving back and learning more about yourself, like what else is making you happy right now?
Learning different ways to love myself. Loving myself is actually what's making me happy. Self-love right now. Doing small stuff like skydiving. You know what I'm saying? Getting my hands and my feet together. Traveling. Eating in different places. I love culture food. So like doing a lot of these things by myself has really allowed me to be okay with being by myself. Loving myself and like really learning different parts of myself that I didn't even know existed for real. Like, and the music makes me happy more than anything. Meditation, spirituality, learning about ancient mysteries and things like that. Like that's what I spend my off time doing.
Like I can even feel your energy just sitting here.
That's
like,
crazy.
I don't know what's actually really crazy is you're giving me I don't know what it is right now, but you are giving me such a impactful and soulful moment, like even with me doing this interview with you right now.
Peace to the God.
And I appreciate that so much from you, and I look forward to seeing so much and hearing so much more from you. I thank you so much for allowing me to enter the mind of Courtney Bell. Like,
for sure.
it's been a warmful experience, and even in this short time, like even just I can feel your connection, I can feel your growth on me, and it's like a magnetic type of energy that's kind of boosting me up in a certain way. So I absolutely appreciate that.
Oh, that's lit.
So before we get out of here, what we like to do is ask you a question, and we just want you to describe yourself in one word. And what would that one word be?
Thorough. I had another word, but I feel like that describes me the best.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with thorough.
Okay, let me go stick with thorough.
Yeah, thorough. Yeah, that's
Courtney Thorough Bell.
Courtney Thorough Bell. Straight like that.
I thank you so much for having to sit down with me. Like, this was much appreciated. I was actually waiting on this for a long time.
No, that's lit.
So,
that's lit.
I'm happy that we got to do this today.
And we got more stuff to, you know what I'm saying, with everything else that we was politicking about.
So what's next? So you have an album coming, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't label it the album. Nah, I wouldn't label it the album.
Is it just like a project?
Yeah, this is a project, but it's an introduction to what's to come at the end of the day. Like, I'm a person that, my work ethic is crazy. So, like, I'm doing 3 to 5 records a day now. That's the mode that I'm in. So, like, yeah, like, I'm on a whole nother wave right now.
Yeah.
And it really started with my 90 days. When I started having breakthroughs, I really just started like honing in more on creating.
Yeah.
So what's coming next is a beautiful body of work, most definitely, and a whole lot of content.
Any features on there?
On the project? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got some real nice features on there. I had one on there. I had one that I was gonna put on there, but I'm saving it for the next project because like I don't want to come out the gate. Especially, this is my introduction to the industry.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to come out the gate. You're going to hear me more than anything. You're going to hear different parts of me. So, it's not like you're hearing the ongoing same song. Like, every record, I'm sounding new. I'm sounding different. And I'm catching different cadences and pockets and flows and stuff like that. So, I only put 2 features on there, and they rap features. But the rest is, like, singers. Like, I'm big on collaborating with singers more than rappers.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Yeah, like that's my vibe. Like if I do
was about to say that's your vibe.
Yeah, that's my vibe.
You know?
Like, if I do something with a rap, nigga, it got to be something that like somebody I genuinely rock with.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, because outside of that is business, but I'm a man-to-man type of person. So if I don't rock with who you are, what you stand for, I can't fake it and do no song with you, even if it's something that's gonna benefit me on a bag or something like that. Like money ain't worth losing my integrity and morals and what I stand for as a man. Period. Exactly. So. You know, the features that I do got on there, man, they the homies, like they're my brothers.
Okay. Well, I look forward to it. I mean, what you're already giving us right now, if this is a preview, I don't know what to expect to what's to come, because what we have right now is almost an entire body of work that's amazing and inspiring. So I appreciate it. Like you're much appreciated, like more than you know.
Most definitely. Thank you.
And I thank you so much.
Thank you. Peace to the goddess. Most definitely.
My grind, tired of the same thing. Gotta make